Hello, what's up, good people? Good to see you. 50 billion infrastructure bond, which you can actually invest with as low as 100K. It's already out. Grab this opportunity. And I always say, here I talk about good things. Now, guess what? They've just released 50 billion infrastructure bonds for the next 17 years. And guess what? It is tax free. You don't pay any tax. You get your income, or rather, you get your interest at the end of 6 months each and every year for the next 17 years. What a good rate. I'm telling you, this is a good one, and you better stick around and get to watch up to the end, because you feel like, okay, fine, it sounds like a good one, but I don't even know what's a treasury bonds and something of so I'm gonna take you step by step on how you can grab this opportunity. And actually, this is one of the safest ways on how you can invest your 50, or rather your 100,000 and above, or whichever the amount you would like to invest. All right, so before you do that, as always, take that 1 second. Just down below there is a button. On your right, there is a button written subscribe. All right, it is in black. Hit that button. Then on your left, there is a button drawn like this. That's a like. Hit those two magical buttons. Yeah, I know you're asking yourself, what's the importance of that? And guess what? Once you click those two buttons, guess what? You never ever miss any good opportunities on this good channel of mine. So you better do that. And by the way, it is free. It doesn't cost you anything. All right, enough with that. Let's go straight to today's topic. They've just released 50 billion infrastructure bond, which is tax free and goes for the next 17 good years. And guess what? They usually pay semi-annually. That is after 6 months. And guess how much you'd like, or the amount that you can invest out there? It's a minimum of 100,000 and above. That's a good money. And by the way, remember this is one of the safest ways on how you can invest your cash, because you're almost 100% assured that you'll get your money back. All right, so now, how do you get about this, and how do you invest? First of all, what's a treasury bonds, baby? You can start from there. A treasury bond is basically a long or a medium to a long term debt that usually the government takes for it to fund its own infrastructure. If you want to raise what we call the local currency, if the government of Kenya want to raise a currency in terms of Kenyan shilling, so it goes back to the community, or go back to the citizen and ask them, hey, you know what, guys, we would like to build this infrastructure on the other one, but we do not have that money. Hey, you can give us your money, and then we invest it, and then we'll be giving you an interest and something of sort, usually called a coupon rate and something of sort. All right, so like we'll be giving you interest like the entire period of that given bond. What do I mean? If like this one, it's about 17 years. Now that means they take your cash, and then they invest in the infrastructure and such, and then they'll be giving you the interest for the next 17 years at every rate of 6 months. What a nice interest. And by the way, it is tax free. So treasury bond, it's usually called a medium to long term. Usually start from 1 year to 30 years. It's usually a medium to long term debt that usually government incurs from the people, or from the citizens of that given country, for it to raise the local currency for them to fund the infrastructure bond. In a simplest language, maybe perhaps I can say it, you're simply lending the government money. As simple as that. That should be the simplest definition that I can ever give you. All right, so now, who can be able to buy these bonds, and who can be actually invest in this specific bond? Number one, a resident, somebody who is a Kenyan, and has that money, is potentially able to invest with this or in this specific bond. Also, maybe if you're outside country, maybe you're not a Kenyan, you can still invest in this bond, provided you're nominated by a commercial bank, or you're a nominee of a commercial bank, of any bank in this country. You can go ahead and invest in this specific bond. And what do you need? You only thing that you need for you to invest in these treasury bonds, of course, you need to have a CDS account. A CDS account is basically called a Central Depository System account. All right, and I know you're about to ask me, okay, Joseph, you always talk about shares and you talk about a CDS account. Can I use the same CDS account that is on the shares, to buy these treasury bonds? No, you cannot use this one. So this CDS account that you require for you to be able, to buy these treasury bonds or invest in these treasury bonds, usually get it from the Central Bank of Kenya. You get me right. All right, this CDS account is different from the one that is operated by the brokers about the shares and stock market and what have you. So this treasury bond, or rather this CDS account, you have to get it from the Central Bank of Kenya. And once you grab that CDS account, then you can be able to invest in this treasury bonds. And guess what? What's the importance of this? By the way, can you imagine this? Let's say you have your million bob there, and maybe perhaps let's say you'd like to put it somewhere, and then where you'll be getting something. It's like building somewhere a rental house and then be getting the the rental income each and every 6 months. So you can just go ahead and invest your M there, and then you'll be getting your interest each and every 6 months. You don't have to think about it. You have nothing to do about it, and then it's a fixed what do we call, sort of a fixed interest, the amount of money that you'll be getting. So maybe if you be getting like 50,000 at the end of the 6 months, or 60,000, or even 100,000. So you already know by the end of your clicking your 17 years, you can actually how much of money you'll be able to get at the end of 17 years. I know maybe majority of you have not even heard about this release of these treasury bonds. You know why? Most of this information, a lot of people don't even know, and those who know don't love to share it, because they usually love when that bond is out, and then some few of guys, they grab it and then they invest in this government. That's why you find, or you hear, that even these people, commoners that has that 100,000 cannot even get that opportunity. You know why? Because this information is not usually there. And that's why I always say, from this Good Joseph channel, I always share about this opportunity. And guess what? They opened on 15th of this month. That is 15th of February 2023, and they're gonna close around, I think it's on 12th or 13th of March 2023. That's when they're gonna close. All right. And by the way, you can just head over to the official website of the CBK and get all this information. And by the way, I know you're asking yourself, now fine, how can I get people this information and get started? By the way, don't mind, from wherever you are, you can visit either whether you're in Nairobi, you can go ahead and visit the CBK, the Central Bank of Kenya. Or if you're outside Nairobi, maybe you're in Meru, Nyeri, Nakuru, Kisii, Kisumu, Mombasa, and what have you, you can visit what we call the currency centers of the government of Kenya, or the CBK, from those regions, like those banks there, and go and inquire about this information on how you can get started with this information, all right, or rather with this investment. Or maybe if you do want to go about that places, guess what I have? I always make sure that I have information compiled for you. Right now as we speak, I already have a compiled information, ready notes about what's a treasury bill, what's a treasury bond, and how can you get started. All that information, I have it in a booklet. You can grab that copy, get all the information. I always say information is power. Maybe perhaps you may not be able to, invest into this one, but guess what? Each and every month they usually advertise. The presence of a bond, presence of a bond. So why don't you get this information? You may miss this month's bond, but you can get the next one, or the other one. Grab the information, have it with you, consume the information, because knowledge is power. And you can get that copy, and guess what? It's only 440, and you can grab it. My number, I'll leave it on the description of this specific video. I'll still pin it down on the comment section. You can grab that number, give me a call, or text me on WhatsApp, and get your copy. And you be like, get all this information, because I know you're asking yourself, Joseph, now I would like to invest, but I don't even know what's a treasury bond or something of sort. Yes, you can get that copy, and that copy is advantage because you have the treasury bond as well as treasury bills, and they all go hand in hand, and you can be able to invest and get something at the end of the day. So perhaps if I may go ahead and recap exactly what I've just said, government have just released 50 billion 17-year tax-free infrastructure bond that you can invest on with as low as 100,000 Kenyan shillings, and you'll be getting an interest semi-annually, that is after 6 months, for the next 17 years, and it's tax free. Guess what? That to me is a sweet deal for those people who love to invest. It's an opportunity that you don't want to lose, and grab it, and instead of you waiting for that opportunity. And by the way, guess what? Treasury bills and treasury bonds, this is one of the safest ways on how you can be able to invest your money, whichever way. All right. So anyway, and I said, what do you need? You need to have a CDS account from the Central Bank of Kenya. And I bet it should cost you nothing. It's free, zero, for you to open that specific, CDS account. If you have a CDS account with the stockbrokers, you cannot be able to use it, because this one is quite different from the one that's operated by the stockbrokers. All right. And by the way, people, I know you are about to ask me, what if I don't want to wait for the next or the whole 17 years? Can I close and get my money back? Yes, you can. It's a possibility, and you can actually go ahead and do exactly that. So anyway, I know you have a lot of questions, and that's why I said I have a booklet about all the treasury bills information and treasury bonds as well, so you can consume all that information and tap this opportunity. We always say, guess what, my guys, especially if you're young, you are at 23, you are 24, 25, 26, you just clocked 30. Why don't you grab this opportunity and do something about it? Who knows? You create your good, you create yourself a very nice and good portfolio where you can grow yourself to the next level. And I said a resident can be able to buy these treasury bills or treasury bond, and also an unresident who is nominated by the Commercial Bank of Kenya can still qualify or still qualifies to be or able to invest in this treasury bond, so that you can grow yourself to the next level. That's how you invest, and that's the basics ways of investing your money. All right, so I've said if you'd like to get that copy, I'll pin my number on the comment section. I'll still drop my number on the description of this specific video. So don't say like, oh, I feel like I'm left behind or something of sort. No, don't get left behind. And if you'd like to get many other booklets or find about stock market, about money market fund, about circles, about business plans, business ideas, financial management skills and such, I have all those ones. You can use the same number, contact me, you get your copy, and we move to the next level. That's how we do it, and that's how we grow ourselves to the next level. All right, so anyway, I know I haven't introduced myself. My name is Joseph. For those who are watching me for the first time, I talk about investment, I talk about money, and anything related to exactly that. If that's a cup of your coffee, and I believe should be, because money is common to all of us and it matters a lot, then consider subscribing to this channel, giving this video a thumbs up, and also sharing it out if you're position to, and turning that notification bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. So for now, it's a goodbye and see you there.